Thank you, Madam Gilu. Allow me now to welcome Majority Leader, National Assembly, Honorable Kimani Ichungwa. Let's put our hands together and welcome him to come and make his remarks. Karibu.
Thank you, Your Excellency, the President, the G7 governors, ladies and the few gentlemen in the room, good morning. Your Excellency, it is indeed a great honor to be before such a gracious congregation of very many beautiful ladies, led by these very hardworking, transformative, and visionary governors in the G7 group. Your Excellency, let me begin with a confession, and I know you have also said it. At one point, I did mention to you that if we had occasion to have a referendum in this country, as we talk about G7 and moving on to G16, as the G7 has proposed, it was also my proposal that should we ever have an occasion to amend our constitution through a referendum, because it's a referendum question, we should probably have the governor's seat preserved and reserved for women. And Your Excellency, I say that not just because I'm a father to 4 beautiful girls. And let me also disclose this morning, Your Excellency, that in my house, besides my wife and the 4 girls, my eldest daughter has a pet, which also happens to be female. So when in the last general elections last year, but one, Your Excellency, there was a loose grouping that called itself the Future is Female. They had a patron, and Governor Susan Kihika happened to name me as a patron of the Future is Female movement within the Kenya Kwanza and UDA grouping. Your Excellency, I'm indeed honored that today our party chair is none other than Governor Cecily Mbarire. And for us to be able to realize, Your Excellency, an incremental number of women governors, I think it will begin with political parties. And looking at the strategy that the G7 caucus has adopted, I think the party you lead as party leader, UDA, has led from the front with chair of our party being Cecily Mbarire. And the endeavor to have more women governors must begin from our political parties. And more so, in the nomination of political party candidates in our strongholds, let us make sure that we nominate more women for governor seats. And I want to challenge the G7 caucus that moving from 7 to 16 is not good enough for me. We probably should target 30 to 36 governors, so that if we falter, then we can get to the 16 that you are targeting. But I want to assure you that it is indeed possible. Your Excellency, if you saw that the vision that this caucus has, transforming society through visionary leadership that will deliver on the promise of devolution. I have no doubt in my mind, Your Excellency, that that promise of devolution can and will indeed be achieved through transformative and visionary leadership coming from our women governors. And I say this, Your Excellency, because if you look at Schedule 4 of our Constitution, many of the functions that were delegated to our devolved governments, or devolved units, Your Excellency, be it the provision of water, be it healthcare, are issues that are core and are the heart of not just our women leaders, but women in the country. And these women leaders, Your Excellency, I have to say from my experience over the last many years that I have served with many of them, and I think I have worked with many of these governors currently here. Governor Kawera, Governor Achani, Governor Susan Kihika, Governor Wanga, Governor Cecily. We worked with them in the National Assembly. And Your Excellency, you also remember Governor Achani was a deputy governor. And many a times in general elections when governors are choosing their running mates, it was assumed that women would be nominated as deputy governors as flower girls. Governor Achani actually has exemplified that women are not just flower girls to the male governors. that they can indeed succeed their governors as deputy governors, and she has exemplified that very well. When last elections we said hatuachani na achani, and I was in Kwale, Your Excellency. I campaigned for all these women governors, and my other confession, Your Excellency, you know you are all in Kenya Kwanza, but this women agenda transcends even political parties. Governor Gladys Wanga, I must confess, I did assist Governor Gladys Wanga in the last elections, and I truly campaigned for her, even being in ODM, Your Excellency. And I know this women agenda will transcend our political party affiliations. Let us support our women candidates without looking at our political party affiliations. And I am certain, Your Excellency, it is possible to transform this country using visionary women leaders. Your Excellency, these women, I must tell you, from my experience again, I have come to discover that women leaders are less corrupt. And it is a fact. They are more caring, they are more empathetic, and definitely more loving than us, as men, with the exception of yourself, Your Excellency, because you have been the champion #1 of the women cause, and I remember in the last general election how well you supported all our women candidates, including these governors who are here, and including the Honorable Ichungwa, who now sits in a very special place, advancing the women cause as the Minister in charge of gender affairs. And Your Excellency, in conclusion, let me assure you and assure this gathering that within the National Assembly, we will not only support those of our members in the National Assembly, and I see many of them here who are eyeing governor seats. I know Governor Sakaja indicated that it would be chronological and suggested that we should probably begin with those male governors who are serving their second term. But I want to tell you, it is free for all. Any county, whether a governor is having their first term or their second term, those seats will fall vacant when the elections are called. Go for any seat, including that of Governor Sakaja. And I know he's doing a great job in Nairobi, and many other male governors are doing a great job, but please challenge them. Your Excellency, in conclusion, on the 2/3 gender rule, Your Excellency, you know you have been at the forefront, and you did share with us a memoranda in the National Assembly and in Parliament on actualization of 2/3 gender rule. I want to confirm to you, Your Excellency, as the Leader of Majority in the National Assembly, that in Parliament we shall do whatever it takes to actualize the 2/3 gender rule this time round. Your Excellency, I am certain we shall be able to achieve that within your administration and have the 2/3 gender rule become a reality. With those many remarks, congratulations, ladies, on the launch of this G7. You know, G7 came from a group of 7 countries that were the most advanced economies. I hope these 7 governors will also lead the 7 most advanced counties in our country. And let me congratulate all of them, because I have seen, at least I have toured each of their counties, including Machakos, and Kwale, Nakuru, Homa Bay, Embu, and Your Excellency, all these governors are doing extremely well, and I must say, way above our male colleagues. And I want to ask them to keep up, they stick to their plan, and they deliver to the people. Thank you, and may God bless you.
It's now my pleasure to invite National Assembly Deputy Speaker Gladys Boschele to say a word. Let's put our hands together and welcome her.
Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Kenya, Dr. William Ruto, Your Excellencies, the governors here present, especially the women governors, led by the chairperson of the Council of Governors. It gives me great pride to be here today when you launch this amazing program and strategy. I know I've walked the journey with you and attended a lot of the meetings, and it's very timely because this is a Women's Month. this year. And in fact, actually, tomorrow I shall be speaking at Oxford University to celebrate Women's Day. And one of my slides is actually this slide, that I will be explaining about the great work that the women governors have done. You have seen that everyone is speaking about the great work that the women governors have done. And I'm glad that, Your Excellency, you have endorsed the fact that we should reserve the seat of governors for women. I think this country will go great places. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Asante.
I now invite Cabinet Secretary, Ministry of Gender, Culture, the Arts and Heritage,